Hey everybody, welcome to So Many Sequels, your book club for movies. I'm Josh.
I'm Garrett.
And I'm David.
We're back after our Oscars break between months to start a brand new month, but it's like the second week, so just go with us on that. Just go with us
They
on
don't
that.
need to know
Just
that.
roll with us.
They don't
Well,
know.
they know the calendar date. They could see that. But I digress. We just wrapped up Paddington month. We did Oscars month, or not Oscars month. That's what we're doing. But we opened it with our Oscars recap. If you missed that, it's on YouTube, Spotify, wherever you get podcasts. But now we're going to be talking about later this month various movies that have been nominated for Best Picture, maybe other best of the best categories, but that's kind of what we're shooting for this month. So stay tuned for that. We'll have Goodfellas coming up later on.
And that is David's pick. And as of this recording, it's David's birthday.
Yes.
True.
Yes.
It's true.
David, birthday.
March 9th.
Happiness.
Pisces.
Yeah.
Beware the
Year
9th
of the
of
horse,
March.
all
That's
that
what they
stuff.
say, right?
I think so.
Something like that.
Something like that.
You know, I watched the Shakespeare thing the other day. I can't remember if it was on Tubi or not Tubi.
Nah.
That was a good one.
That was unfortunately
for my
pretty.
birthday.
Yeah, that was all right.
Hey, do the thumbs down.
Do you have
thing
any?
still pop up?
No, I don't
I
think,
think
they
we
do.
turned those off.
Do you have any birthday traditions? Specifically, but not necessarily limited to movie stuff? Is there a movie that you like to watch or a movie that you feel is your birthday kind of thing?
You know, not really. You know, I like to just go out. My favorite thing to do on my birthday really is just to have a nice dinner. That's like what it's come down to over the last several years. You know, when I was a kid, I used to go to the movies. Movies for my birthday was kind of like between ages 8 and 15. That became like what I wanted to do was like, can I go to the movies with my friends?
Yeah.
You know, so one of the movies that's on my birthday was like The Road to El Dorado. I think I'd have to go back and look through time to see what I picked for various years, but that was kind of my thing. Like I did like regular birthdays for a while, but then I was like, can I just go to the movies with my friends? And so I take like 4 or 5 friends to the movies, and that was
Nice.
fun. So
Yeah.
Dare
I don't know what I'll watch today.
Dare I suggest birthday month on the show? Movie
In what way?
movies that
How would
revolve
that work?
around birthdays, movies that have maybe a famous birthday scene, something related to birthdays, and we would call it birthday
Producer,
month.
take notes.
I just wrote it down on my notebook. I have a pen in a hand.
Well done, producer.
Yes, we need to.
I like
we'll have to flesh that out.
I like birthday month as an idea.
Happy Death Day,
Come back
right?
to that.
That's a
Exactly.
birthday.
Well, yeah, I did a quick Google. What are the best birthday movies? And enough came up to do a month. I'll tell you that.
All right.
All right.
So I think we should consider it. But
Nice,
we'll
nice.
talk about that off camera. What have you guys been watching this week? I know it's been a big TV month lately. Garrett and I, we were just talking about that the other day. We actually went to we got to promote this too. We went to go see
Yes.
former disgraced co-host of the show, Andrew Nichols, has a brand new photo exhibit that opened
Oh yes.
at the Bartlesville Community Center. It's open all month long, March of this year. So you guys should go check that out. It's called Chromatic Solitude, and it's this really cool. He's got this really cool theme of kind of taking photos and isolating colors, and it's just really interesting the stories that you can tell doing that. So highly recommend you
So
go check
yourself?
that out.
I need to.
Josh, you and I told a whole story about one of the pictures that he had up about, family lost at Christmas time, and they thought they missed their family,
Yes.
and then the warmth of the call box was them calling them
It
back.
did. We
So,
got we should have told him that.
He's
part.
got a good eye, that Andrew.
He does. So go check that out. See Andrew Nichols Photography on Instagram, I believe, is what it is. Google him. You'll find him. But anyway, now back to movies and TV. It's been a big TV month. I think we got some TV to talk about this week.
Mm-hmm.
David,
Yes, definitely.
I think let's go with
I want to
let's
hear
start
about
with you
this.
first because you were really stoked for Daredevil Born Again. I was too, and yet unfortunately still didn't find time to watch the 2 premiere episodes. So
Neither have I.
give us your spoiler-free take on this. What were your expectations? What did it meet the moment? It's been a long time.
So expectations were tempered because I loved that. I loved Netflix's Daredevil. I think it started way back in 2014. I was immediately hooked with that show.
It was so
Seasons
good.
1 and 3 were like perfection. Season 2 was sort of like half perfection. It was very good as well. Better than
Those
most
fight
other things I've
scenes,
watched. fight scenes.
Everyone.
Dialogue was always great. Characters were really interesting. So obviously going in, I was excited just based on Charlie Cox is back, Vincent D'Onofrio's back. And while there had been some initial talk about them doing kind of a very different show when they first greenlit this, midway through production, they like shut down and they just like started from scratch. Because I guess there had been either internal or external demand for the show to be more in line with what the Netflix show was. And I think, just my opinion, considering it's a different creative team working on it for the most part, I think they did a fairly good job of matching the tone of the Netflix series.
Awesome. I will get to it. I will get to it. Just like I will get to Captain America Brave New World that I still haven't. But hopefully soon.
I'll say Daredevil I have enjoyed much more than Brave New World.
Okay, that's good.
So I would say put that on your thing first.
All right, that's fair enough. Cool. All right. Garrett, we have been trying to talk about the Pitt for like 3 weeks now. And it's finally
man.
time.
It is here. Now we got to deliver on it.
We do. Well, I've been seeing more and more people talking about this online, talking about the Pitt is you got to watch the Pitt. It's so intense.
The Pitt is it.
I'm hearing
the Pitt is
I
it.
fell in the pit.
It.
I'm not completely caught up yet, but I'm closer. And I'm seeing people say stuff like that's worrying me. Stuff like I saw a post earlier today that said I'm worried about every character on the Pitt. And I'm like, why?
Yeah.
What, you're worried about all of them? Why? I'm only worried about some of them right now.
Man. Yeah. You know what? This has become, for me and a cat, basically must-see TV.
Yeah.
Do you remember, like, the highlight of TV was, like, must-see TV Thursdays, right? There was always something on every channel, every moment, like, on Thursday. You couldn't miss. And this is this. I love the way that they are handling this show. They give you the cliffhangers that you want and that we've become accustomed to, but they don't give you everything at once. They make you wait, and they make you want to come back. And that is what I have really enjoyed about the show the most. I'm so, like, body horror cringy. Like, when there's so much medical stuff, I'm, like, covering certain parts of my face so I don't have to see. But what is so cool is the drama and the way that they do it in an hour of a day throughout the whole episode is just 1 hour of this emergency room. And the characters come and go as far as the patients, but you stay with all of the doctors and all of the people in this vicinity. And there's so much drama that goes on in an ER room. And it's involved with some of the people who did ER. It's got Noah Wiley. But it doesn't feel like ER. It feels like its own thing. And I absolutely have enjoyed every single moment of it. And again, I will sit down on Thursdays and wait for it to show up.
I agree that it's really good. I'm trying to get to that point that you're at where I'm waiting every week, but I'm not there yet. But every time I do watch it, I'm like, dang it, I am sucked right back in. It is very good appointment television, and it makes me glad that there are some services out there still doing weekly drops of episodes. Daredevil's the same way that David just talked about. It really helps shows build audiences, especially shows like this. So I think it's exciting, and I love the hourly aspect because it reminds me of 24 back in the day. It's a little different. It's not so. I don't think it's like a copy. It doesn't feel like a copy, but it just reminds me of that, and I like it a lot. The ER similarities are impossible to ignore too.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely, they are. And I think I want to make sure that this is still ongoing, but I believe that the Michael Crichton estate has kind of sued. I don't know where that lands, but they are basically saying that it was kind of a ripoff of ER, and it involved some of the creators who were involved with ER, and Michael Crichton was also involved in that. And so there's some stuff that's going on there. To me, I didn't watch enough ER as a kid, so I don't know, but I'm very much enjoying The Pitt. So it's honestly made me kind of want to go back and watch ER. So
I agree. I've seen a little bit of ER more as an adult. I didn't watch it as a kid, but it's also really good. So, and I see the similarities. I mean, Noah Wiley obviously is a huge one. And I've read a little bit about that lawsuit too. I don't know too much, but I think you're right that I want to say it maybe was, they're saying it was supposed to be a soft ER reboot, and then it just kind of turned into a new thing, but it's still too close. I don't know.
Yeah.
But watch the show; it's
Yeah.
good.
That's for the courts to
That's
decide.
for the
I am
courts.
going to watch and enjoy.
Yeah, I agree. Back to movies. I've read this thing I wanted to talk about because we end up complaining about it all the time, just naturally. And that is how long it takes for a freaking movie to start when you go to the movie theater. It seems to be a crapshoot depending on like the chain you go to. Even like Cinemark might have more than AMC, might have less than Regal, and all this stuff. And the Guardian put out a piece last week that was talking about how frustrated people are with this. People or experts are saying that over time that it's extended the amount of time it takes, and now pre-film ads take like up to 30 minutes, with just like 5 to 10 of those minutes sometimes being trailers. Like the majority of the time ends up being ads. And people are so sick of it. This one guy in India actually sued a movie theater, said they were wasting his time, and won.
Yeah.
So obviously this is not even just a US problem.
Yeah.
Would you guys sue? Who would you sue? Would you sue AMC?
I don't even know how to
Do
sue.
you want to get litigious?
Never.
I like saying
But-
litigious.
We've talked about how movie theaters are again looking for ways to revamp.
Yeah.
Right? You already have people who aren't showing up early enough to get their drinks, get their snacks. They show up because they're reserved seats. They're not worried about getting there early. They're getting there when the ticket says, because they know that by the time they go through the line and get all their stuff, they're still going to be able to get in there and see 2 trailers because it takes so long, right? So if you are someone who gets there early and have to sit through 3 minutes of something after you've been there for however long you've been there, man, that would be awful. So I could see why they would do that. But the movie theaters that want to be redone, this creates an opportunity for you to have televisions and have like rotating ads at pickleball courts or whatever the F they're planning to put in all of these revamped movie theaters. So I think that could be an interesting thing to take out some of the ads from the big screen and put them on other locations. But it's 30 minutes is too long.
I agree. You know, this Guardian piece points out about. Sorry, David. I'll let you. I'll let you talk in just a second. No, I just want to say that some smaller chains actually cap it and have put at like 10 to 12 minutes. We talked a little off mic about how one of our local theaters used to be owned by the independent chain Warren Theaters, and at the time they had, I don't know what it was, but they had a cap that was noticeable, where you'd only watch a few trailers, and then when they sold to Regal, it's gone up. So clearly, something could be done about it, is what that means. David?
Mm-hmm.
No, I think you're 100% right, Garrett. We have talked many times about theaters really need to revamp their image, and they need to, like, not be quiet about it. They need to, like, if a theater came out right now, AMC, Regal, Cinemark, whatever the big ones are, right? If one of them came out right now and said, hey, we are doing these things, and one of those things includes, like, we're capping time on pre-film ads and trailers. Like, we want to make money off those, sure, but like it's ruining the actual experience. You know, it's like we're making more money, but we're also losing the audience. So, you know, and that can't be good for advertisers if less people are coming to the movie theater to begin with. I remember this story a few weeks ago too, that there's a senator in Connecticut who's proposed in his state a bill that would require theaters to show when the actual movie start time is versus the pre-ads and trailer time is. I don't know if that's gotten anywhere because it's, you know, it's the beginning of the year. I don't know. Their legislative session probably isn't over yet. But like,
Now, who do we got to talk to in Oklahoma? Because that's
Exactly.
the kind of waste of time bill that we pass here.
exactly, that's the kind of thing that actually, man, I don't know. Somehow that'll actually get through. Can we get it through committee?
How long until the nightmare scenario hits and they start doing mid-roll ads in the movies?
I hope not.
And
I
can
hope
you
not.
imagine? That would be really bad.
Who's
They
gonna
should
be?
not do that.
Who's gonna be the first to do it?
Gotta be one of the big ones.
Yeah, please don't be AMC. I still have your A list. Okay.
You can get the ad-free tier and you can go to theater too.
You watch the movie all the way through, no interruptions.
Yeah, you can get the A-list plan with no ads but bad
But
seats, or
do you wanna
ads and
know-
good seats.
You want to
Yeah.
know what the worst thing though? If they did roll out that plan, there'd be people that used it. There are people who like a little mid-roll break to look at their phone at this point,
There's
because
an
that's how
yeah,
streaming works
there's an
for most
audience for
part.
everything. Bathroom
Yeah.
breaks, yeah. All right, David, hit us with the box office update of this week. We got a big new release came out, one of our most anticipated.
Yeah, Mickey 17 debuts number one with 19.1 million. I can't remember what the budget for this is. I think it's a little over $100. So we'll see kind of how that continues to
$100?
roll
I
out.
hope it's a little over
Or,
That's a
sorry,
cheap movie.
$100 million. But they didn't pay Robert Pattinson anything for this. He's doing it for the experience. For the exposure. Yeah, 19.1 million to start off. We'll see how that movie performs over the course of the year. You know, Warner Brothers has been trying to pour in a lot of advertising for this particular movie, a lot of marketing to kind of, this is Bong Joon-ho's follow-up to Parasite, so they're trying to really build off of that. Captain America Brave New World drops to number 2 with 8.5. It's at about 176 million total in the U.S. The Last Breath brought in 4.2 million, up to 14.6 total. The Monkey drops to number 4 with 3.9, and then Paddington in Peru still hanging in the number 5 with 3.85, bringing its total up to 37 million. We just did a great run of Paddington films that you can listen to right now on all of our
Go
platforms.
see Paddington. It's better than Captain America.
Paddington
I
in
haven't seen it.
Peru.
I don't know if that's
Paddington
true.
in Peru.
Probably better than the Monkey.
Well, I haven't seen either.
It's
so
hard
I
to
can't say.
compare the two. I saw them both, and those are both stuffed creatures that you want separated. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that. You
Talk
don't wanna-
about a
They
total
don't. They don't
shift.
need a crossover of the
Those are
monkey
very
and Paddington.
those are very different animal movies. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us on this one. Stay tuned for Goodfellas coming out later this week when we start our Oscars month. You can subscribe to the show on YouTube. You can get the videos there. You can also get the video on Spotify. Man, you can subscribe to the audio podcast wherever you get podcasts. To do that, check us out online, somanysequels.com. We got all of our links to our past episodes there, our social channels, and our Discord, where you can join and talk with us about movies and stuff there too. Let us know what you think of the show. Drop something in the comments. We love to hear from you. We'll see you guys next time.